Hey friends, hope you're all keeping safe and well. I know things are very difficult at the moment in many different ways, with the cost of energy going up and the cost of living going up in general, and our Prime Minister seemingly trying to destroy the economy in her first few weeks in the job. And COVID is also making a big comeback, of course, because we're getting into the winter and more people are being indoors in close quarters together. I now know 3 close friends in the space of a week recently who have had it, who have never had it before. They're doing fine, they've had their jabs and everything, so that's really helped to reduce the severity of the illness, but it's still not fun by all accounts. So I am getting my COVID booster in a couple of days as I film this, as is my mother. I've had my flu jab as well, and hopefully mum is getting hers soon. So we're going to be as protected as we can be. And obviously, apart from that, I've been made redundant as well, as you'll know, recently. So I've been a free man this month, which has been quite nice. I've been quite enjoying not having to kind of get up at a particular time to do work and stuff. And I've been able to get out in the week and do stuff that I wouldn't normally be able to do without taking time off work and wasting holiday days. So yeah, it's been quite nice. I have kind of been keeping an eye on the job market and keeping my connections open, talking to various people and things. So I'm definitely keeping myself active, keeping myself out there. Obviously, in the first half of the month, there wasn't a lot going on because of the Queen's death, of course. But I did enjoy watching a lot of the coverage on the TV and stuff. It was all very nicely done, very professional and everything. It was just wonderful to see, the services and the processions and the music and all this kind of stuff. And the lying in state, of course. I didn't bother going up to London to get involved in all this stuff, because it would have been so busy up there, and I would have been queuing for hours just to get vaguely close to something, just not to be able to see it very well. So it's just easier to watch it on the TV. I could pay my respects that way. Apart from that, I have been enjoying other nicer things as well. So this month I had a little weekend away in Birmingham, where I saw Derren Brown's new show, Showman, which I can't tell you anything about, but all I can say is that if you have seen Derren Brown before, then you kind of know what you're getting into. I wouldn't say it's anything exceptional compared to his previous shows in terms of the type of things he does. There's nothing really extreme in there, but nevertheless, it's still very, very good, very well done. One or two things I sort of was half able to work out how he might have done them, and I was able to kind of Google one or two things when I got back to kind of confirm my suspicions and fill in some of the gaps. But there are also some other things in the show that I have no clue how he did. He's just so good. And I don't mind knowing how he did some things. It just makes it more impressive, really, the fact that he's put in so much effort to do these things. Yeah, it's a very good show. I do highly recommend it if you're a fan of Derren Brown. If you're totally blind, then you definitely need someone with you, because there are a lot of visual elements in there. I was able to see well enough. I mean, I didn't get involved in anything. I didn't go up on stage or anything like that, because I don't think it would have really worked anyway with a visual impairment. And the one or two things he did with the whole audience didn't work on me. So I don't think I'm susceptible to any of his things as far as I'm aware, or at least not the tricks he did on that night. But I just went there, to enjoy, being in one of his live shows that I've never been to before. And then the night after that, I went to see an ELO tribute band who were very good, very faithful to the original band and the music and everything. That was a really good fun show. I really enjoyed that. Again, there were some visual elements on the back screen I couldn't see very well, but you go there for the music, and that was very good. And then I also saw a Queen tribute band at the Hammersmith Apollo. This was Queen Machine, who are all right. They don't look like Queen. They don't particularly sound like Queen either. The lead singer looks a bit like Freddie Mercury, but it's more about the entertainment, really. And, even though they don't perform as well as Queen did, as no band could do, it was still very entertaining. They were still, again, very faithful to the music. And they had a backing orchestra as well, the Rock Symphonic Orchestra from London. And they were very good. They helped give it a lift. And then they had special guest Kerry Ellis performing on several songs with them as well. And she's the big West End star who I've raved about before. And she just blew everyone away. She was completely mismatched to the lead singer of the band, because she was so much better than him. But they did actually work very well, because I think she made him up his game anyway. So it was really interesting. I'll put a little clip at the end of this video. I'm not going to post the whole song in case I get done for copyright or anything like that. But I did film a song in the encore because everyone was standing up and everyone else was filming anyway. So I figured I may as well do it. But yeah, I did enjoy that. It was really nice to do that. And I've got one more Queen-related show coming up later this year as well. And also, talking of Queen, Roger Taylor has released his first ever live album from his Outsider tour last year, which is quite good. I'm not as huge a fan of his solo material as I am of Freddie Mercury's and Brian May's, but this is still a good album nonetheless, and there's some Queen hits in there and some covers by a few other artists too. But then, talking of Birmingham, there are a couple of other quick things to mention. One is the fact that I found that big animatronic ball that they had in the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony. Really impressive to see that in person. It's absolutely massive. And then also, while I was in Birmingham in my hotel, and while I was travelling to and from Birmingham as well, I listened to Josh Widdicombe's audiobook, his memoir, that my friend Claire very kindly bought me for my birthday. So it was interesting to find out about his early life, but also to listen to talk about 90s TV, which is basically centered the book around. He's using various TV shows from the era to kind of launch into stories about his own personal life then, which worked really well. So it's a great nostalgia trip for me as someone who grew up in Devon in the 90s like he did. There's lots of places and programmes that I can kind of relate to and remember. And then in terms of comedy, I've mainly been watching the usual stuff that I enjoy. Obviously, some shows had episodes cancelled or postponed because of the Queen's death, so some series have been shorter than they otherwise would have been. But nevertheless, I've enjoyed watching The Last Leg, as usual, because they've celebrated their 10th anniversary and they did a nice tribute to the Queen as well. Have got news for you. Had a special tribute edition, or more accurately described as a good riddance edition, to Boris Johnson after his departure as Prime Minister. So that was quite fun, followed by the regular series. And then Mock the Week is back, of course, for its final series on the BBC. Hopefully another channel like Dave will pick that up at some point. But at the moment, it is the final series, which is a shame, but they're going out on a high. It's good fun so far. Taskmaster has also got Dara O'Brien in it for this new series that's just started, and Sarah Millican. So it's fabulous to see those two in it. They're already proving to be great fun. And the other contestants are going to be fun too, I can tell. It's looking very promising, as always. Never Mind the Buzzcocks is also back for a second series with Greg Davies as host. So there's a lot of Taskmaster kind of linked at the moment. And then the one new thing I've been watching this month is Kunk on Earth, another spoof documentary featuring Diane Morgan as Philomena Kunk, and it's written by Charlie Brooker, where Philomena is this kind of dim-witted, stupid presenter who doesn't really know what she's talking about, but she's presenting this documentary and baffling experts as she asks them lots of inane questions, although one or two of her questions actually proved to be quite good. She does raise a few good points. But yeah, it's just good city fun, really, and there's some lovely scenery going on as well in the places that she films. And that's it. As I say, I'm just wanted to do a quick video just updating you on what I've been up to. There's plenty more coming up in October as well. If you follow me on Twitter, you will see some videos coming up soon that I filmed for Enabled Living's alt text campaign, encouraging people to do descriptions on their images when they post them online, because that is incredibly helpful for people who can't see very well or at all. I was paid for my input to that campaign. But I haven't been paid to mention it on my blog or YouTube or anything like that, but it's definitely well worth highlighting. And then I also attended a thank you event with Enabled Living as well, so I got to see a lot of people from the local area here, which was good. I hadn't seen them since the pandemic, a lot of those people, so that was lovely to get back together like that. And then I've also got a research project coming up in October that was postponed from September, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. It's been something I've been wanting to try for ages. I'm also doing some videos for the Anna Networks channel as well from the conference they had in August. So if you want to follow some of the Anna Network stuff that we did over the summer from the conference, there's some interesting talks there, then keep an eye on the Anna Networks channel as well. And then, yeah, I've got another couple of stand-up comedy shows coming up during October. I'm going to see a new exhibition at a museum that I've been invited to. And I'm going to Guernsey for a week as well. So yeah, it's going to be lovely to get away and see a friend for a few days. So yeah, I'm just, as I say, enjoying my freedom. I've got other bits and pieces going on, stuff on my blog that I'm writing as well. Nearly at the end of my journal posts that I've been writing from my archives. So nearly up to the point where I'm moving to London, if you've been keeping track of those. And I have got a little plan for a little bonus series after that to kind of wrap things up a bit. So it's been nice to go through those old journals. And yeah, that's it. Basically, I just thought I'd bring up to date with what's happening. As I say, I hope you're keeping safe and well and getting whatever you need. And I will keep you posted with what's happening as usual. Try and get back into the habit of doing regular videos again, even if they're not quite the lengthy, complicated ones I used to do. So yeah, that is it for this month's little update. I hope you're having fun as well. Stay safe, and I will see you for another video very soon. Bye for now.
Come on, London, big finish. Somebody tell